Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be taking a look at the new PlayStation Edition Backbone 1 controller which supports the iPhone, and with this you're able to remote play on both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, together with doing cloud gaming using the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Google Stadia and Nvidia GeForce Now. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links, so I'll go through what comes inside the box, look at how to set up the Backbone app and the remote play apps for both the PS5 and Xbox. Plus look at the Xbox's cloud gaming and see how well it performs, and give you my overall impressions on it with any pros and cons and whether it really lives up to the hype. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting a bell icon to get notified of my next release. Looking at the box, it does look like it's come straight from PlayStation, as it's an officially licensed controller for PlayStation. Removing the plastic and the sleeve, you get an all black box with Backbone written on the top and sides. Opening it up, the presentation is simple, with a card with Snap in Game on the front, and on the back there's instructions on how to insert your iPhone. Then you have the Backbone 1 controller, and on the top lid you have a box containing the adapter to use with larger iPhones like the iPhone 13 and 14 Pro and Pro Max editions. The design and colour of the Backbone 1 controller is inspired by the look of the PS5 DualSense wireless controller, with two black thumbsticks and the PlayStation buttons, which consist of the triangle, circle, X and square, giving a sense that you're gaming with a PS controller in your hand. The PS buttons and D-pad are transparent with an orange Backbone button at the bottom. The buttons all have a tactile feel to them, which feels really good and firm. The joysticks are small in size than the PS5 DualSense controller, but are still clickable and feels nice and firm. You also have a share button, same as the PS5 controller, and a screen recording button which lets you record your gameplay straight onto your iPhone, plus a start or menu button. On the top you have your left and right bumpers, which are the L1 and R1, together with the triggers L2 and R2 just below, which feel really good and gives a more linear, straight down response, which is especially good for racing games, which I'll test out later. Underneath you have a 3.5mm headphone jack and a pass-through lightning port where you can also charge your iPhone when playing. Now the Backbone controller doesn't have a battery and uses minimal power from your phone, but if you need to top up the phone battery, it's great that it has a lightning port. It has the Backbone branding on the front, which gets covered up after you insert your iPhone, and on the back you have the PlayStation logo, which looks really cool. The Backbone controller weighs 138 grams with a height of 3.7 inches and a depth of 1.28 inches. When contracted, the width is 6.94 inches, and with it fully extended, it's 10.14 inches at maximum. It supports all iPhones running iOS 15 or newer and won't work with any iPhone cases. On first impressions, I do really like the colour and design, plus it doesn't feel any heavier or plasticky and fits really well in my hand. Setting up your iPhone is pretty simple, as it's just plug and play. Pull apart the controller and slide in your iPhone, making sure it fits into the lightning port. So to give you an idea of what it looks like without the adapter, I've connected up my iPhone 13 Pro, and looking at the back you can see it's pretty close to the camera bump. Inserting the adapter is simple to the controller. Place it over the slider and then push it in. Insert your iPhone, which then gives the camera lens a bit more room and prevents any scratches. Now you can set up the Backbone app using the orange button on the controller. This isn't essential, but if you do want to install it, you get 1 year's free subscription, and after that there's a monthly charge. The installation is pretty straightforward. Press the orange Backbone button on the controller, and if you haven't already installed it on your iPhone, then it will ask you to install it from the App Store. Click on Get, double click the side button on the iPhone, then this will start the download. The interface looks good and is easy to navigate around, plus you can also use a touchscreen on your phone. It gives you some recommended or popular games which you can download onto your phone and play. The app also lets you play with friends, gives you voice chat on games, and also notifies you when your friends are playing. Plus you can view highlights from the community and see what's trending. Now you can also install PlayStation Remote Play onto your iPhone and play using the Backbone controller, but make sure you have the remote play enabled on your PlayStation, as it won't work with this option turned off. And to do this, go to System, Remote Play and enable Remote Play. Now just turn on your PlayStation and launch PS Remote Play on your iPhone, and once it's found your PlayStation, you just connect to it. Then you can navigate around with the Backbone 1 controller, which is much easier than using your touchscreen controls on your iPhone. Now let's jump into a game and see how well it performs. Playing Gran Turismo 7 feels really good. Using the triggers for the acceleration and brake feels good, but not as good as playing on the PS5 DualSense controller, as it doesn't have haptic feedback. As the controllers have a linear response, you can adjust how much power you want to use, as it's a straight up or down rather than on and off. There isn't any noticeable lag, as my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, which is also on the same network as my PS5, which is using a wired Ethernet connection. And you can see whatever is happening on my phone is also happening on my PS5, which is pretty much instant. You don't need to be on the same network, and you can use your mobile data, which doesn't reduce the performance when gaming, as long as you have a good internet connection. Playing FPS games like Warzone via remote play wouldn't be a good idea, as you would notice a small amount of lag. But playing Astro's Playroom, Spider-Man or Demon's Souls together with any racing games feels really good. And the Backbone controller feels really comfortable and functions just like the PlayStation controller, but obviously without the haptic feedback. Now, you're not limited to just using the controller on a PlayStation with remote play, as it's just the controller for your iPhone, so you could use it with your Xbox for remote play too. Just install the Xbox remote play app onto your phone and use the controller to control your Xbox Series X or S, and just make sure you've enabled remote play on your console for this. Playing Forza Horizon 5 is good, and the thumbsticks on the controller are more asymmetrical like the Xbox controller. Cloud gaming is also supported, so if you have the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, Stadia or Nvidia's GeForce Now, you'll get a great gaming experience. But remember, you have to have a good internet connection, otherwise you'll experience some lag. The Backbone 1 controller can also be connected to your iPad, Mac and PC to use as a controller. And to do this, go to the Backbone app, then going into Settings, Controller, Play on any screen and select your platform, so PC for example. Then you just remove your iPhone and you can connect the Backbone to your PC using the USB-C port. This is a great way to play and means you can take your Backbone 1 controller anywhere, like a friend's house, and play on either your iPhone or use the Play on any screen feature and play. You can also connect up wired headphones to the Backbone controller using the 3.5mm headphone jack. If you wanted to use wireless headphones like the AirPods, you can connect these via Bluetooth. So in summary, I'm really impressed with the Backbone 1 PlayStation Edition controller. I love the way it looks, inspired by the look of the PS5 DualSense wireless controller. It isn't very heavy and the versatility of the device is so good, giving you the flexibility to play anywhere. Plus it's small enough to store away when I'm not using it. Positives wise, the controller is easy to use, lets you charge your phone while gaming using the lightning port, and gives you the options to either use wired headphones from the 3.5mm headphone jack with or without a mic. It's great that you don't have to have the Backbone app installed to use it, and you can play using your PlayStation or Xbox remote play app, or even cloud-based gaming like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I think this is the ultimate mobile gaming device and is great even as a PlayStation 5 accessory. Negatives wise, there is a lag when playing FPS games, especially when you're playing via remote play, as you're not playing directly on your console. Price wise, it retails for about £100 or $100, but I have seen some deals out there for £75 or $75, so they may have some sales before Christmas. Warranty on the Backbone 1 controller is a 30 days return policy with no questions asked and a 1-year guarantee against defects and damage. So pretty good. So if you didn't like it, you could easily return it without any hassles. So there you have it. You come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. And for those of you who have got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with the words Backbone, as it's nice to see who got to the end of my videos, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing and see you in the next one.